consider the following statement. M represents Ednan is respective. N represents Ednan is brilliant. Okay? Now, this question is coming from logic. Okay? Please pay attention. Now, please pay attention. M represents Ednan is respective. Ednan is respective. Respective. Ednan is respective, and N is used to denote Ednan is brilliant. Ednan is brilliant. Now, which of the following statements is valid? You can see now. So we are given the following statement. Ednan is respective, which is represented as M, and Ednan is brilliant, which is represented as N. Then we are given the logical statement. You know, the given logical statement is that M points to N. You understand? That is, the meaning of this statement is that is, if Ednan is respective, then Ednan is brilliant. You see? You know that M represents respective. You understand? So the meaning of this statement is that if Ednan is respective, then Ednan is brilliant. Now, we are now asked to check which of the statements is correct. Let me write the first statement. The statement A is that they put a negation sign. Please, if you are fast with logic, you will understand this question. They put negation M points to negation N. Then we have B, N points to negation M, negation sign. Then we have option C, negation N points to negation, we have the negation sign M, and then we have option D, which is the last option. The reason why I wrote out this option, I'm writing out this option, is because I want to explain this concept very well. Okay, now look at this. The meaning of this negation sign is that, see, the meaning of this negation sign that you see here is that negation M signifies that Ednan is not respective. That is, it doesn't have any respect. It's not respective. And negation N signifies that Ednan is not brilliant. Do you understand? Okay. So now, looking at these options, negation M means Ednan is not respective. Then negation N means Ednan is not brilliant. For option B, we have Ednan is brilliant and Ednan is not respective, because I told you the meaning of this negation sign, right? Okay. For option C, we have negation N. Negation N is what? Ednan is not brilliant, and that means Ednan is not respective. And then option D, we have Ednan is brilliant. Ednan is brilliant, Ednan is respective. Now, look at this. If M, that is, this is the logical statement now. It is this logical statement that you are going to use to answer the question, okay? I'm very sure you have heard of contrapositive statements before. Now, it is this logical statement that you are going to use to answer the question. Now, based on this, that is, if Ednan is respective, then Ednan is brilliant. Based on this logical statement, Ednan is respective, then Ednan is brilliant. Which of these options is contrapositive to this statement? Do you understand? Okay, let's look at option A. Ednan is not respective, Ednan is not brilliant. This cannot be the right answer. Option B, Ednan is brilliant, but Ednan is not respective. It doesn't give validity to what we have here, so it cannot be the right answer. Option C, Ednan is brilliant. Okay, Ednan is not brilliant. You can see this is the negation sign. Ednan is not brilliant and Ednan is not respective. Option C is the correct option. Why? Because if Ednan is brilliant because it is respective, if Ednan is respective and it is brilliant, that means that the negation sign contrapositive statement of this will be Ednan is not brilliant, and that is the reason why it's not brilliant is because it's not respective based on what we have here. You understand? Okay, that is the correct answer. Option C Option C is correct answer. The contrapositive statement of M is this. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Okay, now let's look at the next question. Question 17. Question 17. A number is added to both the numerator and the denominator of the fraction 1/8 if the result is 1/2. Find the number. Okay, now a number is added to the numerator and the denominator of the fraction 1/8 if the result is 1/2. Find the number. Now I don't know the number, you don't know the number, right? So what we are going to do is that let the number be any letter, maybe y, you understand? So that means if we add y to the denominator of this and y to the numerator, to the numerator and the denominator of this, the result that it gives us is what? Is 1/2. 1/2. So all we have to do solve for is that we have to solve for the value of y. Do you understand? Listen to the explanation again. We are given a fraction 1/8. They now told us that the question says if we add a number to it, we are going to get 1/2. Now we don't know the number, you understand? So I represent the number as y. So y plus the numerator and y plus the denominator will give me 1/2. To solve for the value of y, what are you going to do? You just have to cross multiply. Do you understand? So for this, I'm going to have 2 multiplied by 1 plus y, and 1 equals to 1 multiplied by 8 plus y. Do you understand? 2 plus 2y equals to 8 plus 8y. Okay? Oh, sorry. Sorry. 8 plus y. Now, for this, I'm going to have, just take the 2 plus 2y minus y equals to 8 minus 2, right? Yes. So y equals to 6. So the number that is added to both the numerator and the denominator of the fraction 1/8 is 6. Let us check. 1 plus 6 all over 8 plus 6, that is what? 7/14. 7/14 is what? 1/2. Do you understand? Okay, let us proceed to the next question. Gifty, Justina, and Frank shared 60 oranges in the ratio 5:3:7. Gifty, Justina, and Frank shared 40 oranges in the ratio 5:3:7. The total numbers of oranges that was shared between these three is what? Total oranges is 60. You understand? The ratio that they share the orange is what? That is 5:3:7 respectively. Now, how many oranges did Justina receive? How many oranges did Justina receive? Now, to get the numbers of oranges that Justina received. Now, don't forget that they gave us the ratio respectively. That means that the numbers of ratio that belongs to gift is what? Is 5, because gift comes first. The numbers of ratio that the ratio that belongs to Justina is 3, and that of Frank is the last one, which is 7. You understand? Now, to solve this question, you first have to sum the ratio. The sum of the ratio is what? 5 plus 3 plus 7 equals to what? 15. Okay? Now, to get the numbers of oranges that Justina received, the ratio accrues to Justina is what? Is 3. So, we are going to have 3 all over the total numbers of the ratio multiplied by the total oranges. You understand? Now, for this, I'm going to have 3/15 is what? 1/5. 1/5 multiplied by 60. That will be what? 12. You understand? So that means that out of the 60 oranges, Justina received 12 oranges. You understand? Okay? The right option to that question is 12. Option A is correct. Do you understand? Okay? Do you know the meaning of this ratio? Let me explain. This ratio means that if Gifty receives 5 orange, Justina will receive 3 and Frank will receive 7. Let's proceed to the next questions. Find the quadratic equation whose roots are 2/3 and -1. We are asked to find the quadratic equation whose roots are 2/3 and -1. So we are given these roots: 2/3 and -1. Okay, we are asked to find the quadratic equation. Now you can construct the quadratic equation by reversing the case. You understand? I'm very sure you are well versed with factorization method of solving quadratic equation. You are going to use that method. Okay. Now set a variable equals to this root. You understand? Let us use x. So I'm going to have let x equals to 2/3 and x equals to -1. Okay, you know that if you solve a quadratic equation, you have two roots. You understand? So now, having done that, you can see that we have fraction here. So you can cross multiply. I'm going to have 3x equals to 2 and x equals to -1. What I'm doing now is that I'm reversing the case. Okay, so here I can write this as 3x minus 2 equals to 0 and x plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, now by taking the product of 3x minus 2 and x plus 1, I'm going to get the quadratic equation that I'm asked to find. So for this, I'm going to have 3x minus 2 multiplied by x plus 1. Okay, 3x times x, what will be the answer? That is 3x squared, right? 3x times plus 1, that is what? Plus 3x. Then minus 2 times x, that is what? Minus 2x. Then minus 2 times plus 1, that is what? -2. Now, we can still collect like terms because we have positive 3x and negative 2x. So for this, I'm going to have 3x squared plus x minus 2. Now, if you check the first option there, we have, for the first option, we have 3x squared plus x minus 2. Second option, we have, okay, put equals to 0, equals to 0, equals to 0. Okay? For the second option, we have 3x squared minus x minus 2 equals to 0. The third option, we have 3x squared plus x plus 2 equals to 0. And the last option, option D, we have 3x squared plus x minus 1 equals to 0. The right option to that question is option A. Do you understand? Okay. Now, let's proceed to question 20. The next question, we have a piece of rod of length 44 meters is cut to form a rectangle shape such that the ratio of the length to the breadth is 7:4. Find the breadth. A 8 meter, B 14 meter, C 16 meter, D 24 meter. Okay, let's go. The total length. Now listen. Listen to the question. A piece of rod of length 44 meter is cut to form a rectangle shape. So the length of the rod is what? 44 meter. Now the ratio of the length to the breadth as given in the question is what? 7:4, right? Yes. 7:4. That means that, listen, that means that if the length is 7, the breadth will be 4. Do you understand? I've already told you when I start this in this question, I've already told you when I'm doing the solution for this question, I told you that means the meaning of the ratio is that if one is 7, the other is 4. The ratio means proportion of one quantity to another. You understand? So if the length is 7, the breadth is 4. Now listen. This length that you are given here is the total length. You understand? Listen. The length of the rod. The length of the rod. Oh, I don't want to put it in a circular shape. The length of the rod signifies the total length of the rod. Like, you know, it's not maybe the length of the rectangle or the length or the breadth of the rectangle. It signifies the total length. How long the piece of the rod is. You understand? That is 44 meters. Now, this piece of this rod is cut. You understand? To form a rectangle whose ratio of the length to the breadth is 7:4 meters. We are asked to find the breadth. How do we calculate the breadth? That means that if this is the total length of the rod that is used to form the rectangle, that means that the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to this. Do you understand? Listen to the explanation again, okay? Let's say I have a wool, and the total length of the wool is how long the length of the wool. Now I've not cut it to form any shape now. The length of the wool, so how long the wool is 100 meters. Now I now cut this wool to form a rectangle. You can see now, so the total length signifies the perimeter. You understand? Because it is that it is that length that I use to that I cut and form a shape, and the shape that was formed in this question is a rectangle. So that means that the total length of that wool is the perimeter of the rectangle that was formed. Do you understand? Okay. The reason why I emphasize on that is because we're going to use the perimeter of a rectangle formula. Are you getting it? So for this now, I'm going to have, since the total length of the piece of rod is this, that means that the perimeter of the piece of rod is 2 multiplied by L plus B equals to 44. Now you can divide both sides by 2, right? So I'm going to have the length, the sum of the length on breadth is what? 22. That is, if you divide both sides by 2, this divided by 2, you're going to have L plus B, and 44 divided by 2, you're going to have this. Now don't forget that in the question we've been given that the ratio of the length to breadth. Listen carefully. The ratio of the length to breadth is 7 over 4. Length over breadth, ratio means division. Length over breadth is 7 over 4. Now the next step is that we are going to make the length the subject of the formula. So I'm going to have, if you cross multiply, you're going to have 4L is equals to 7B, right? So divide both by 4, this over 4 and this over 4. Length is equals to this over 4, right? Yes. Now, having made length the subject of the formula, you substitute the value of length into this equation. Call this equation 1, okay? So for this, I'm going to have L plus B equals to 22. Now, when the length is 7B over 4, I'm going to have 7B all over 4 plus B equals to 22, right? Now, you can multiply both sides by the LCM. So I'm going to have 7B plus 4B equals to 88. Do you know what I did? Okay, if you take the LCM, let's do it step by step. If you take the LCM is 4, right? So if the LCM is 4, I'm going to have 4 divided by 4 is what? 1. 1 times 7B, I'm going to have 7B. 4 divided by 1 is what? 4. 4 times B is what? Plus 4B, right? Equals to 22. So if you cross multiply, you're going to have 7B plus 4B multiplied by 1. That is, I'm going to have 7B plus 4B. 4 times 22, that is what? 88. That's why I got 88 here. Do you understand? Okay, 7B plus 4B, what will be the answer? That is 11B. 11B equals to 88. Now divide both by 11 to get the value of B. B equals to 8. So now, because the length is a meter, that means that 8 meter, the value of B is 8 meter. Let us look at the correct option. Option A is 8 meter, option B 14 meter, option C 16 meter, option D we have 24 meter. The right option to that question is 8 meter. That is option B, option A. Do you understand? Okay. Consider the diagram on the board. In the diagram, line MN, line KL, line ML, and line KL intersect as X. Listen, this line ML, please pay attention. Line MN, this line, and line KL, this line. Also, we have line ML, this line, and this line KL, this line. You understand? Line KN, both of them intersect at X. This place that you see here is called X. Now, you can see that line MN is what? 12 centimeter, and line KN is 9 centimeter. Now, in this diagram, we have two triangles. If the area of the triangle MXN, that is this triangle that you see here, the area is 16 centimeter square. The area of triangle MXN is 16 centimeter squared. Okay, we are asked to calculate the area of triangle LXK.
To watch the full video, kindly check the link in the description of this video, or you should check the first comment. Okay, before you go, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you share the video. See you in the next class.